Hey guys, it's Elias. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. So today we're talking about the 2019 Honda Civic Type R. And what the hell happened to it? Well, let's get right into it. So, as you guys remember, a few months ago, I covered what I thought were going to be some semi-significant changes to the 2019 Civic Type R. Now, I knew they weren't going to change the engine, they weren't going to change transmission, they're not going to add all-wheel drive. Which you can get all-wheel drive on a Type R. I'll cover that in a different video, but if you want to take a quick look at it, Honda Pro Jason has an all-wheel drive system installed on his car. He had it for a day or two. It's pretty cool. It's like 10 grand or something like that. Pretty nice. We'll talk about that in a different video. For today, we're going to be talking about the 2019 Civic Type R because I was expecting quite a few changes. So let's go over what I expected. Let's go over what we got. And let's speculate on what's going to happen for 2020. So first, going over what I expected. So in some spy shots, I saw that they were changing up the bumpers. It looked like there were some new bumper designs that were going to tone down the whole giant fake grille design that they had on there. And I was pretty excited about that. I don't really care too much about it, but I was excited. People kind of complain about that, and for them to change it up a little bit, a mid-cycle refresh would have been a nice little refresh. And they were going to change the back bumpers as well, the same thing. The grille's going to be a little bit smaller, and that was pretty cool. The biggest thing I was excited for was an extra amount of air inlet in the front grille area. So it looked like they were going to add a little bit more space for the car to get more air into the engine for it to cool down a little more. As you guys know, basically every turbocharged car has issues with cooling, so it has a big problem, especially the Type R, since the Type R, due to emissions issues, or not issues, due to Honda wanting to make the cleanest Type R ever, they cool down the exhaust gases using the radiator fluid, and that's gonna heat up the car a lot more than on old school cars. So when you really get out on the track, like I've been getting on it on the track, I'm going to start racing the car soon. It has heat issues, and I was excited to see that maybe they were going to add a little bit more space in the front to get more air in it. The other things I was expecting them to add was a volume knob, and I was expecting them to add a few minor details, like maybe a camera on the side, maybe a few other things to differentiate the Touring, because I also expected a lower cost option to come out. There were a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of talking about lower spec Type Rs. We even saw pictures of Type Rs, full-blown Type Rs, with the Civic SIs and the Civic hatchback headlights, which are not the crazy jewel-eyed headlights that come on the Civic hatchback Touring or the Civic Type R Touring. I was expecting a lower cost option, and that never came. I'm very disappointed about that. So what did we get at the end of the day? Well, we got basically the same Civic Type R, slightly different radio. Now the radio, instead of having all touchscreen, it actually has a row of buttons and a volume knob. That's a cool addition, but in a Type R, do we really care about that much? I don't. I mean, I really could not care less if my Type R had a volume knob. I can control it from the steering wheel. Yeah, it's a big deal. People make a big deal about it. I personally don't really care. I pretty much never listen to the radio anymore in my Type R. My Type R is slowly but surely turning into more of my race car than my daily commuter. As you can see, I'm in my pickup truck right now, and I own a BMW 335D, and these make much better long-distance cruising machines, which is my majority of my driving is long distance. I have properties in different areas in the tri-state area, and I do have to visit them every once in a while. And while the hatchback in the Type R was very welcome, and I did use the Type R for that for a little bit, I think it's much better suited to carrying around spare tires and wheels and going on racetracks, which is what I'm going to be doing a lot in this coming season. So what else did we get in the 2019 Civic Type R? That's it. The bumpers are the same, the grill's the same, seats are the same, the steering's the same, everything else is the same. So not only did we not get a lower cost option, we got pretty much exactly the same 2018 and 2017 Civic Type R carried over to the 2019 Civic Type R. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The Civic Type R, the FK8, is an incredible car for the money. If you can get one for around $35,000, $36,000, $37,000, it is an absolute steal for the performance you're getting. Now, don't expect a great commuter car, because if all you're looking for is a great commuter car, get the regular Civic hatchback. You can get the Civic hatchback touring with all the leather and everything else. You can get the Civic sedan. You can get all kinds of different things. If you're looking for the best sports car for the money, you're gonna go for the Civic Type R. Yeah, there are better cars at higher price points, like the Shelby GT350, like the Corvette, the old one and the new one. But those will cost significantly more money. For $36,000, it's even less than the Subaru WRX STI, which I've driven the newer STI, and honestly is not as good as the Type R. The STI Type RA, which is about $50,000, is probably about as good as the Civic Type R is in a stock form. Please excuse me on the radar here. I am on the highway, and I do have to listen out for those cops. I will be doing some reviews on radar detectors and tire pumps and all that good stuff. We'll be out very shortly. But I do want to get on here and talk to you guys about this Civic Type R. So what else was I looking for in the Civic Type R? Well, some of the positive things that we got in the 2019 Civic Type R is the fact that they fixed basically all of the issues that the 2017 and 2018s had. We had the harness recall, we had a couple of electronics issues, we have some dash rattle. They've been addressed. Now, I don't know how well they've been addressed. I think the harness issue is completely fixed, as they have a really nice fix, which quite honestly I think was prototyped in my car, which is why I got such a low number, 177. It was held back, and then they shipped my Type R with a fix, so that was cool. But with that said, I was looking for more options for the Civic Type R people. I want more Type Rs out there. I'm not one of those Type R owners that want less and less Type Rs on the road. I don't want my car to be that special. In fact, I wish the Type R I wish they made 100,000 of them. I really do. That way I can buy 1, 2, 3 more of them and race them. It's just for fun. As it stands, they're pretty rare, and I feel kind of bad whenever I go racing with it, kind of, but then I remember it's a Honda, it's meant to be driven that way, so I don't feel quite as bad. But yeah, I would not mind if they made a cheaper option. They really need to get on that. They really do. Alright, well, I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about that. Let's speculate a little bit on what's happening in 2020. What I hope for is in 2020 they're going to come out with a cheaper option with different bumpers, different headlights, cheaper interior, and just kind of a racer special. That'll be really nice. I know Honda likes to do specials at the end of the line, at the end of the production line. For example, the ES2000, when they were phasing that out, they brought out the ES2000 at the CR, which is Club Racer. And when they phase out the Accords and things like that, they come out with the SE option with the special edition options, which is pretty cool. I like that Honda does that. I'm hoping to see something cool like that for the Type R. We shall see. We're like 2 or 3 years out before that. I think they realize that the Civic Type R in the US is a smashing sales success, which is why I think they haven't really changed anything on it. I think that's why they left it alone. They're selling it as is. They don't have to spend that much money on development. And it is what it is. Now, why did we find those spy shots with the different bumpers? I honestly just think they were just testing out the bumpers on the Type R for the sedan and coupe versions that they were going to install in the Civic, in the new 2019 Civic Sedan Sport and the Civic Coupe Sport. Those have the new bumpers that the Civic Type R actually had on it as well. Does that mean that you can pretty easily install a Type R bumper on a sedan? Probably. I don't know. But that's why we saw those bumpers being tested out. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you watching and subscribing. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.